We are back for your Tuesday beginning video. So today is really our big picture day. So yesterday you would have finished the Flipgrid and you would have finished the community discussion. So think of that as kind of like our whiteboarding day, and now it's our big picture day. So for this day, it kind of looks like there's a lot to do, but it's really more so today, you just getting the big picture notes, and some of you will have to do just one problem. So taking a look, you do have a do now. Your do now should be recorded in your notebook, and you can go ahead and click on that hyperlink in order to see what the do now is. So that link will bring you directly to, here's our document. And then this do now, once you answer the question in your notebook, will lead into the video link that is posted next. So I'm going to go ahead and click out of that. You will then watch Mythbusters to determine the answer to that do now question. And then once you've done both of those two things, you can go ahead and watch the big picture. Feel free to pause at any point during the big picture so that you can maybe get your notes organized, whatever you need to do. But for the big picture, I have been having a little bit of trouble getting the link to upload to this document. So you will see in Classroom, just like normal, I have documents for March 31st, which will be Tuesday. And the link will be there for you to watch the big picture. Like I said, I couldn't get it into this document because it came from my iPhone, but you can look at it in Classroom. Going along with the big picture, you will have example problems just like normal. So you can click on the hyperlink. It will bring you to the problems that I'm going to walk through. And once again, in Classroom, you will see the video explanation of those various problems. So just like normal that we would have in class, here's a big picture, here's some example problems, and then you will have some problems to do on your own, which will be this document. And you'll see that we're going to be looking to start at 0° and 90° problems. So you have your directions at the top. This is worksheet number 1. And what I do ask is in your notebook as you do these problems, since you will be taking pictures of these problems and taking pictures of what you have in your notebook, if you could write a little bit larger and a little bit neater than normal. Now, some of you already write pretty large or you already write very neat, so thank you for that. But I just do ask when we're taking those pictures if you could write a little bit bigger, a little bit neater if you need to, so that I can see what's actually going on in your notebook. So with that being said, you will go through all of these different problems. There are 3 of the 0°. There is an interactive problem that I am very excited for you to do. And this will be the one thing that you will have due on Friday. So once you've kind of gotten the hang of doing the problems pencil paper, that's where you will go and do the interactive lab style problem. So you can view everything that you need for that interactive problem right here. And one of the things that you're going to notice is, yes, this is a lab-based question. So you're probably going to say, Miss P, how am I supposed to do a lab if I don't have anything to measure? But have no fear, because you do have a shoe. And this link, if you click on it, will bring you to sizing charts. So for me, I'm a size 4 in kids, so I think that's size 5 in adults. So if I go ahead and look at that, say, okay, well, I am the smallest size. I'm a size 5, which means that the length of my shoe is 0.216 meters. So here I have a measuring device. So whatever you choose to do for your interactive problem, if you need to determine distance and height, which you will, you can just use one of your shoes in order to do your calculation, or I'm sorry, in order to do your measurements. Now, I do not expect this to be an R² value of 1 if you do this. I know that there is going to be some error, and that is fine. The point is still that we're getting the best estimate that we can, and we're going through the different steps that we need in order to execute a projectile motion problem and in a lab-based setting. So everything you need for that interactive problem is on this document, what I want for the end product, and then you have your 90° problems. And what you should notice about the 90° problems is, well, they're unit 3. because all you're dealing with is that y component. We're not dealing with constant velocity at all because for 90-degree problems, you're not moving side to side. So these should look fairly familiar. And for each one of these problems, they're kind of all different scenarios. So I never just give you 10 problems that are all the same thing. I do give you different scenario style problems. So this is what you'll do today. Now, you do not have to complete all of those problems today by any means. These problems will be due on Monday. So what you'll find is that in whatever virtual week we are in, you will have a variety of problems to do, but you won't actually turn in that full set of problems until the following Monday. And then that will be kind of the trend that we have as we go through. So you'll have these problems that you could start working on today, but some of you do have a problem that you have to do sooner rather than later. So what's going to happen is you guys are going to become the guest teachers for these problems. So if we click on the directions here, you'll find that throughout our time together, you are going to be assigned one problem to virtually teach to us. So what you're going to do first is do the problem just like normal in your notebook. You'll take a picture of that problem. You'll send me the picture, and I will tell you if you're good to go or not. So if you have the answer right, then you know everything that you need to do for the problem. Once you get that okay go, then you will go to Screencastify, which is a Chromebook extension, and you will just explain the problem to your classmates. And probably the best thing for you to do is to have an image, that image that you sent me, up on your screen so that you can go through. Here was my given versus known chart. Here was my step 1, 2, 3. Here's how I got my answer. So you will be showing your class exactly how you did the problem. And then this way, we will also have an answer key. All of those directions can be found right here. Here's a brief tutorial on Screencastify if you need, but if you would rather a step-by-step tutorial, it is right here. So if you're thinking, well, how am I going to know if I have a problem assigned? You can see right here who's been assigned what. So if you're in a 0-degree problem, we have 4 people tackling those. If you're in a 90-degree problem, we have a couple more people tackling those questions. Now, this guest teacher will also go along with a community discussion board for block 1 and then a different one for block 4. So what you will also do is you will take the video and you will upload your video to this document. So what I did, I kind of gave an example here. So we have your presenter's name, and then all you have to do is put in a link to the video. So right here we can see that she has it linked, that I can just go right in and she'll start talking in a moment. And then I can hit play and I'll be able to see Tiffany's video on exactly how she worked through one of these problems. Then what you also have is the problem number. So what number did you tackle? What is your name? Here's a link to the video that you made. So just like Tiffany did, you will put it into this box, but I would also like you to put a picture of your work. Sometimes we don't need the full explanation. Sometimes we just need to see kind of a quick piece of it to see, oh, they had 0 there where I put 5. That's why this happened. And then if you have any questions about the problem, I do ask that you ask the presenter. So if you don't know why they chose a number in their given versus known chart, ask them. And if you're the presenter, I do expect you to pop back in every once in a while to this discussion board in order to address those questions. Now, if you have a question that either is not getting answered by the presenter or maybe they answered it, but you're still a little confused, that's when you'll send me an email and we can work through that problem. So we will kind of get pretty familiar with this as we go through this. These guest teacher problems are going to be pretty common for us. So if you are someone who has been individually assigned one of these guest teacher problems, I ask that you have it into the community discussion board before 3 p.m. tomorrow, meaning 3 p.m. on Wednesday. So realistically, in terms of what you have to turn in right now, if you have a problem assigned, make sure you do that. If you were not assigned a problem, you can kind of work through these problems at your leisure between today and tomorrow. And that, I believe, sums up today. In the event that you need a little bit more explanation beyond the big picture, feel free to take a look at any of these optional videos or this link it's called the Physics Classroom. And this is kind of neat because it will bring you through different problems, different scenarios, and different notes. So if you need a little bit more explanation on any of what we talked about today, like I said in the directions, you can look at this link number 1, 2, 3, or 4, and then that will kind of direct you to more notes and kind of activities on those different topics. So you'll see I clicked on looking at the difference between horizontal and vertical velocities. And this brings me through a variety of information, animation, scenarios, and notes. So this is pretty helpful if you would like further explanation. All right. Last thing, I apologize, is that interactive problem that you saw right after the 0 degree. I would like you to have that turned into Classroom by Friday. So that is one problem that I do want turned in this week rather than next Monday. And you will see that link in Classroom, and that will be to the actual assignment. So like I said prior, if you just go ahead and click here, where the actual question was, you will see all of the requirements, what I expect, what I would like you to do in terms of submission. So everything will be there. I hope you get a kick out of the interactive problem as much as I did. But I look forward to starting to see your videos coming in and interacting with you via email and with those videos. All right, if you have any questions, send me an email. Talk to you soon.